VPs and LCVPs. The generation 2021, oh my God, we already have them in this room, and this is their first ever conference. Hashtag Prayogmali. Yes, Tony, thank you for the promotion. This is my Insta. This is one of my personal, big, wildly important goals to have uh, all the people who present in the conference follow me on Instagram. Yes, it can never be like I hope it will be achieved, but then this is like a wildly important goal. So make sure you make it happen. This is me, your regional manager for entity development and talent management for ISIC Asia Pacific. We will be taking you through the space of own the present. So let's quickly recap our journey of yesterday. What happened yesterday in the regional space was in the beginning, you had a space, delegate space, proud to be ISICer. Then you had an amazing keynote, amazing keynote by Gurin from Mind Valley about, and then he mentioned about his alumni rant and about how ISIC could be relevant to the current spaces. Then after the break, or did you get the break? You went to different spaces. MCP currents, elects, you went into lead spaces with Tony, Fatih, then MCVPs, you went to lead spaces with our AI FASIs, Tati, and also Koni. And then for LCEBs, that was amazing space. I attended that space by Hillary. It was like a regional lead space for all of your LCEBs. And it was just amazing. It was really nice to see her back in ISIC Plenary and share her experience. So this is what happened in the regional prime time yesterday. And in the global time, prime time, who can forget? We had a TLC keynote. We had a welcome to TLC opening space keynote by TCS about COVID and how the world is evolving and how we should adapt. And we had an amazing, mind-blowing, inspiring, and whatnot space by none other than our own PAI Eva about SN session, and the first ever global village to be done in an ISEC national, regional, global plenary, not national, of course, we must have had, but then regional and global plenary, the first ever virtual GV. Look at me, I'm still vibing on the GV vibes. I technically felt like I had someone feedback. Okay, I felt goosebumps, like literally goosebumps. I was feeling like I'm in the regional plan, I'm in the physical space. I completely forgot this is a virtual conference. I was dancing in my room in my pajamas to Mia vibes. I saw some people in America's room, they were vibing to Ole 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 and whatnot. So we had an amazing global village virtual yesterday. So this was just yesterday, and then it's already, if you see, we started for MCPs, we started this on the 1st, and for the rest of the delegates, we started already 3 days over the conference. So I want to give you like a quick recap space to note down your learnings, how is your journey going so far. So quickly grab a pen and paper, and I'm going to give you exactly one song to recap how was the opening and yesterday for the conference for all of you. The questions are going to be, how is my delegate journey in TLC 2021 going so far? And am I owning the present in my current ISEC experience in the context of that? Okay, so these are the two questions I wanted to reflect upon, and write down wherever you're noting down your TLC experience, wherever you're noting down, wherever you're reflecting. If you have a pen and paper, that's the best, or any other digital form of note taking you prefer. I'm going to give you one quick song. So your time to reflect starts now. All right. I hope that was enough time. If not, then you can keep noting it down. There is an amazing feature on Hobilo also where you can take notes for per session, and at the end it will automatically create like a conference diary for you if you take notes for all sessions. So if you want to explore, you can explore that too, or upload your notes there, like whatever you prefer. So I hope you had like a time to reflect. The next thing I want to tell you is yesterday in this space, this was told to you, right? TLC is for you. At the end of the day, all the efforts we are all putting, the global team, the regional team, all the FACIs, external FACIs, partners, everyone, even though we adapted IPMs and APC and other spaces to being virtual, all the efforts are going, the best of the efforts are going in to make this conference the best experience, the best ever virtual conference ever happened. But at the end of the day, you have to take ownership of this experience because the TLC is for you. All the efforts, everything is happening for you. Yesterday, we also started with the delegate journey. You're done with the departure with the space, proud to be Isaacr. You already hope you found your adventure. Hope you're finding, hope you're working on your hero's journey. Today's spaces, today's regional spaces and the global spaces will give you a space to initiate that journey. You've already departed on that journey and you're already uh, more than half, like almost halfway there. At the end of the day, today we'll be halfway there. But today is the initiation of that journey. So I wanted to remember that you are your own hero in your own story. And if you want to continue your hero's journey, make sure that you take ownership of all the spaces, attend everything, be proactive, share your learnings to your tribe, to your delegates, and this space. I just wanted to remind you that this is your hero's journey. So what I'm going to give you a chance to share your journey with the fellow passengers who are here in this space present with you. So I'll put you into breakout rooms and share with each other that what did you learn or achieve so far in your journey, not necessarily just in TLC, but in overall your ISEC experience so far. What are the main ISEC, what are the main highlights of the conference and how does that relate to your ISEC experience? What are you learning? How do you want to take back this learning? And what are you expecting next in the conference and also in your ISEC experience? So I'm going to give you 10 minutes for this. And my lovely CC buddy is going to help me put into a breakout rooms of 5 people. No, sorry.
Yeah.
3 people, sorry, breakout rooms of 3 people each. And we're going to have 10 minutes to share this. We'll send you the questions on, you can take a screenshot and we'll also send you on the Telegram group. Share with your people in the Zoom links that what did you learn, achieve, main highlights, and what are you expecting next. We have the breakout rooms. Can we open it?
Yeah, I'm opening it now. Yeah, you can join.
Hands if you want to share. Okay, go Manisha. Go ahead, Manisha.
Actually, Maisha.
Sorry, Maisha.
It's okay. I went to the breakout room with 3 people. They were from Myanmar, Japan, and Indonesia. So the person from Myanmar, he was Zaw, and he said that despite of having some problems in his country, like they're not vaccinated yet and everything, they're having load sheddings, but he's still trying to attend the international conferences and trying to gain as much as knowledge he can. So I thought that this is really inspiring because despite of we're all having some problems in our daily lives and everything, we're all facing problems, and despite of that, we're here excited to attend the international conference, to learn something, to grow together, to grow the network. So this feels really inspiring because only Isaac can give me this diverse culture in between all the countries that I cannot get in any other organizations that I'm currently working on. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. Who wants to share? Raise your hand. Vishnu from India.
Hi everyone. I hope you're all doing well. So I had three people in my room again, two from Japan and one from Cambodia. And I think the one thing which struck me the most was about how people wanted to relate their entity to Asia Pacific as a whole. I think that talks a lot about how, despite of how small or big you can be as an LC or as an MC, how the entire region works towards one goal and how everyone spoke about uniting and working towards one common goal as one region. So I think that was something which I really took back.
That's really interesting. Thank you, Vishnu, for sharing that. I think like we all that's a beautiful thing about ISEC. We all have a common platform, but like within the diverse regions such as AP, we all experience ISEC differently and very diversely. So thank you for sharing that. And everybody's learning is different. Um, the next I want to share is like you've all seen that this is the conference theme, this is the day of the theme of the day, this is what we're going to talk about today. So what does actually own the present means? What it means is like a definition by definition. It's like it's a part of AI stand. It's a part of the ISEC generation stand we want to take. That we when we say own the present is we talk about taking full ownership of what happened in the past and brought us where we are today. We actively learn from the past in order to be able to improve in the future. No matter how big the challenges, we are not afraid to find solutions to overcome them. Like Maisha was sharing in Myanmar, despite of having problems, young people are still being a part of the conference and sharing. This is one example of owning the present. Like you were talking about, no matter what the challenges are, we actively seek to learn and improve the future because we understand that it's upon young people, it's upon us young people like us to improve the future. And that's what we mean by taking full ownership whatever has happened in the past and also what was going to happen in the future. I wanted to do another quick activity for this, for own the present. Okay, let's practice this because we talk about this a lot, we will talk about it forever, but unless and until we put it into practice, how we how our actions will put owning the present in the practice. That's something I want you to discuss with your team. So I'm going to again put you into breakout rooms of 3 people, and you will each have about 3 minutes. In total, the activity time is going to be 10 minutes. Listen to the stories of owning the present from across Asia Pacific. That's the activity. How their ISEC experience is going, why did they join ISEC? The guiding questions are this, like why did you join ISEC? What made you stay so far? How is your present experience in ISEC? And recall any time when you took an ownership of a problem you saw and you solved it. And how did you solve it? So these questions, these 4 questions, I'm giving it to you, and I will put you again into breakout rooms. Share this with a different set of people than you shared with before. Share your stories of owning the present with the delegates present here. Punsisi, can you help me put?
Yeah, done.
All right. I see most of you are back. I hope it was enough time. Sorry. I hope it was enough time for discussion. Does anyone want to? Who wants to share? Raise your hand. Share, share, share. Okay, we have
Maybe I can share
Hoy.
anyway.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so um, I was in a room with the two MCP from Japan and Malaysia, I believe. And one thing that I felt really, it's not interesting but surprised because I really like Japan and I used to learn Japanese. But when I asked the MCP why he still stay in Isaac until today. He say that the Japanese youth are not really helping, and they are not really helpful about the better country or better government or something. So I felt really surprised because what I see in Japan is like they're really proud of their culture and of their development, but inside it's a little bit different from what I know. So I think uh, it's really opened my mind about the world and also about how Isaac can explore things that we don't really know or things that we don't even believe that we can have, and like open the door for a potential or some more a door for helpful people or something like that. So yeah, the ambitious people, more helpful and for a better world. Yes, yes. That's what I really interesting and surprised.
Amazing. Thank you. Everyone's ambition is different to stay in ISEC and their why is different. Thank you for sharing that. And that's where their ownership comes from. Why do they continue to stay in the organization? Thank you for sharing that. Next, we have Min the cutest all the way from Vietnam.
Hello, again another one from Vietnam, and I was in a room with Yusuke and Nathania. Yeah, and then I hear some sharing from both of them, but the common things I share with is they really love Isaac and love the product, and starting like I don't have time to share in that room, but then I relate to myself a lot when I start my Isaac journey, when I joined a project of Isaac, and I feel like I was impacted a lot, like because I hear a lot of perspective from other people, and that is the first time I met an intern from Singapore, and that is the first time I know that Singaporeans people is not very strict, because what I hear is like people from Singapore is very strict on, like they will scolding you if you like eating the chewing gum or something. Yeah, but after I met the people, I know that there's a lot of like perspective that I open my eyes. Yeah, and that's why I still continue to join Isaac and stay in Isaac and continue till now to the present. And I feel I very privileged to be here in front, like in this room, to know a lot of people from a lot of country, and I can open my eyes more. Because, yeah. By the way, Hajime Masite, Yusuke.
Nice. Thank you for sharing that. I'll take one more sharing. I think Lucia from Indonesia. She raised her hand first. So go, Lucia.
Okay, hi everyone. I was in the Breakout Troupe with Malaysia, with Lermin, and from Indonesia as well. So like we share, actually I was coming late, but we share about how did we end up in Isaac. But most of us, we were coming from the university, or when we were in the freshman, and then we joined Isaac. We had some expectation like, oh, so this organization is really cool, or yeah, we will learn something. But also some people might end up like losing the expectation as well. But along the way, that we were keep looking for more values. That was make us stay in the Isaac. I think for people here, for the delegates who joined TLC, are some people who get filtered, some people who already almost finding the ending lines or almost finding their values. Yeah, that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And I think this is such an important discovery that like different people will get filtered because of different problems, but then some of who you have like a strong why of ISIC, and you know your like why you join and stayed in the organization, they choose to stay and continue. I don't have much time to take more sharings, but you can feel free to go ahead and share these learnings with your tribe, with your people, with the delegates. You can even put it on the social media as well. The next thing I want to mention is we all heard from like why did you say in an organization and why you said that. I just want to share like a quick thing from my side is what does own the present mean for me is no matter how big challenges you face in ISEC, no matter whatever challenges you face, you're not afraid to find solutions to those and overcome. We are still trying and we'll be forever ISACer. Like this is something people say, once an ISACer, forever, like forever an ISACer, right? Like first you join ISAC and then ISAC joins you, sort of a thing. Like you can't leave it behind. So that solution oriented mindset, that attitude of no matter what challenges, will take ownership of those challenges and problems and solve them. That attitude is extremely important. And after being proud to be an ISACer, and that we take pride in that we are this, we are the generations who own the present and also find solutions to all the problems. My why, or my reason of saying and continuing in ISAC, was always this, like own your promise. This was my MCP theme. This is something which I always spoke about. This is something I highly emphasized upon, is that if the promise of ISAC is leadership development, that's what we promise to the world, right? And our delivery cannot be mere of just exchanges. It has to be powerful leadership development experiences. Anything and everything we do in ISAC has to lead to a powerful leadership development experience. And we should not just talk in terms of numbers or exchange delivery. Fortunately or unfortunately, we are not able to do or deliver it now because of the situation. But that shouldn't let us out, like that shouldn't change our focus from leadership experiences. Anything, all innovations, all EVA initiatives, all products, anything and everything we do, we'll keep innovating, we'll keep finding solutions to the challenges, and we'll keep delivering those powerful leadership experiences to anyone and everyone out there. My MC theme was this, like my MC team name was even MC 1000, because we want to create 1000 leadership stories. And that was my challenge to the entity ISAC in Nepal. I was MCP of Nepal and MCP of Nepal before this. Now this was my theme. Like this was my promise to the organization, that we will create 1000 leadership stories, and I own up to that promise. Like this is like, put it on the t-shirt. This was a theme, hashtag and everything. So own the present, own your promise, own all the problems you face in the organization, and then put that into practice and put that into action. Take ownership of the teams you are responsible for. Take ownership of the experiences you're responsible for. Take ownership of the problems you see in your entity, in your LC, in your teams, in your society, in the world, and take ownership of the solutions which will get those problems solved. And this is us in present. This is us taking ownership and solving problems in the present. I hope you continue to do so. Once again, reminding you, TLC is for you. You have to take ownership of your experience, and not just TLC. This is your whole ISAC experience. Your whole ISAC experience is for you. There are a lot of forces and people who are making sure that ISAC experience is the best, and it is our responsibility and duty to keep delivering those high-level, powerful leadership development experiences to this and all the future generations which will come after us. So this TLC is for you. This experience is for you. This ISAC is for you. Anything and everything is happening in this spaces. This is a safe space. This is for you. Take ownership of the present and lead. This is what I want to leave you with. But at the end, I want to ask you with this open-ended question, that what are you going to take ownership of? What is that one problem, or what is that one key thing you want to start today? Take that first step. Think about that first problem. Think about that first question or the challenge you're facing right now that you will take ownership of in the present and solve it. Keep that in the back of your mind. Feel free to share it in the chat. Feel free to share it in the tribe. Feel free to share it on social media. Feel free to share everywhere. Tag us. What is the problem you're going to take ownership of? Always be proud to be an ISACer. And yeah, that's pretty much for it. The last thing I want to remind you is taking ownership also means taking ownership of your experience. As I mentioned, there is a lot of back-end work happening in making sure this conference happen. Your feedback really matters for us. We have a meeting every day in the morning to check your feedback, to check what you, how is it going? How can we improve your experiences every day? We call, in the regional office, we call this something as feed forward. We don't call it a feedback. So we really want your constructive criticism, your critical feedback. How can we improve this experience for you? We try to make it the best, but we know it can be better. So please give your feedback for day one. This is the form. Thank you, CC, for putting it in the chat. Also for the partner spaces, We partner with these like-minded organizations because they want to deliver powerful leadership experiences with us for the world. So please give the feedback. It really matters, really, really, really matters. So take precious 2 minutes of your time. I have filled the feedback form. It doesn't take more than max 3 minutes both. So please take your time and fill it. Thank you so much for showing up to this session. That shows that you've already taken up the first step towards taking ownership. I'm gonna play one quick song till you guys fill the feedback form, and I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen next in the spaces. So, okay, sorry for the low quality image, but afterwards you have exactly 5 minutes of break, and then you will be having workshops. So there are choices for these workshops. Remember, you guys will see all the workshops in Hubilo. MCVPs, you have two choices, that you can go to either a workshop by ISRO for building a culture that nurtures leadership, or you can choose to go for a workshop from me that's taking most of my membership experience as an MCEB. LCPs, you also have two workshop choices: designing membership experiences in LCP by Sarah and Ima, and building a culture that nurtures leadership, same topics with Sumi and Angad. And last but not the least, the same topics, but for LCEBs, building a culture that nurtures leadership by Tony, and for LCEBs, designing my membership experience as EBs from Fatih. So you will see all the spaces on Hubilo. Please join the one which you think which will help you the most. But LCPs, please join the LCPs workshop. LCEBs, please join the LCEB workshop. And MCEBs. This MCEB means also MCPs, not just MCVPs. So MCPs and MCVPs. So is MCEBs. So MCPs and MCVPs join the workshop by Isru and me. LCPs by Sumi, Angad, and Sarah Ima, and LCVPs join Tony and Fatih's workshop respectively. You have choices. All the choices will be open in Hubilo. Yeah, I'll play one quick song, and you can stay in this breakout room. You can stay in this breakout room and fill this feedback form. We have 5 minutes break. If you're done, then you can take a break for 5 minutes. I'll play 2 roll calls, and then we'll move on to the next space. Thank you so much for joining the space in the morning.